All the raiders I've met say the same thing. You cannot control what happens up there, but you can decide how you deal with it.
Breathe. Let your body settle into a slow rhythm. Clear your mind of all distractions. You don't have to walk this path alone. Here, you are in control.
All the raiders I've met say the same thing. You cannot control what happens up there, but you can decide how you deal with it.
Breathe. Let your body settle into a slow rhythm. Clear your mind of all distractions. You don't have to walk this path alone. Here, you are in control.
There we go. There we go. It wouldn't be a stream without some technical issues, man. Muted. Thank you so much for guys letting me know that. Appreciate it. Saw that somewhat quickly, but not quickly enough, apparently. So, how are y'all feeling, man? It's 10 days. See, 10 days till Silver Slam. Mike Johnson. Let's fucking go. Creature Eye. Right back at you. 16 Killer. How you doing? Appreciate you. I'm muted. Thank you so much, everybody, for letting me know. Hey, it is what it is. Had some technical issues starting up, but all has been sorted. Let me know if my audio is coming in clear enough right now. My levels look pretty good. Alex Warren, I was about to say you were muted. Well, why didn't you? You didn't let me know. I mean, you're the only guy who could have let me know. Otherwise, I would have been here the whole time. I'm muted. I wouldn't have known. Love and peace. Have you tried Vigor Extraction Shooter? I am not a console player, so I have not had the pleasure of trying that game out. I've heard mixed reviews about it, but I didn't have the pleasure, unfortunately. Have you guys seen the new Hunger trailer. It looks pretty impressive. The in-game stuff looks pretty impressive. Max Blade, man, welcome to the stream, man. Can't believe we're so close. I know, man. I know. Like, it wasn't that long ago that we were like, oh, it's 4 months, man. It's forever. I remember that you guys can see the look on my face, but when I saw the October 30th release, I'm like, really? That long? Man. But 10 days now? Dude, it flies right by, don't it? Love and Peace, that game is also on PC. Yeah, I think they added it a while ago though. Like, well, not a while ago, but they added it much after the console version. So, I think for a while there, I just didn't even know it existed. But, it's from what I've seen, kind of doesn't do it for me, to be perfectly honest. And this close to being Arc Raiders, it's gonna be hard for me to take anything seriously at this point. Like, we had the Sand play test a little bit. They were having too many server issues, so they had to cut it short. But even still, like, the game looks really fun. It's you know, it looks really fun, and they'll probably end up having another test. But if that's after Arc Raiders launches, I'll be perfectly honest, I'm not gonna give two shits, to be honest. So Slug Sloth, did you see the green color effect for the shield in NVIDIA video today? I did not see the I did not see that. You know, that's interesting. Hmm. I wonder if that's an NVIDIA feature thing only. It'd be kind of weird. Like, hey, instead of blue shields, it's green shields. But I suppose it's probably an option you get. Kind of weird. Not gonna lie. So yeah. Let's see here. Doing that. All right, starting off real quick, I'm going to thank all of my channel supporters real quick. These boys right down here. Expanding that name, I'm eventually going to have to start making room for more. Some folks have been around a little longer. You start seeing the colors being a little different there. Kind of trying to figure out a good nomenclature for it, some rankings, things like that, to kind of just show some progress, show some people who've been supporting me for a while, to kind of continue showing that gratitude. I know it's a different color text or some kind of icon is not really gonna, in my opinion, that doesn't really do the justice that I feel, the gratitude that I feel towards you guys. So this is what I can do to kind of be representative of that. So I hope it's cool, and you guys are on the Discord anyway, so let me know what you guys think one way or the other. So yeah. Slug Sloth, if I was a betting man, I'd say you get different colored sparks for different shields: green, blue, purple, gold. I'm not sure about that, to be honest. Not sure about that. I can see the utility behind that. To be honest, I can see the utility behind that. That's something that the Psycho Frontier, call us the Gexy boys. Yeah, okay, we'll do that. We'll do that, Max. We'll do that. There's a utilitarian portion where it's like, hey, it's good to know what kind of shield you're hitting, but at the same time, it feels like the Psycho Frontier had this a little bit where you can just do a gear check on somebody. Like, are they worth fighting? You just give them a quick tap with your shots, and you see what kind of color came up, and that will kind of determine, hey, what kind of gear they got, things like that. But there's also that kind of mystery behind it. It's kind of useful because the shields aren't that drastically hard to. It's not like you're doing damage. I don't know. It's just weird. How do I say this? Is that if it's light, you're gonna find out almost instantaneously, because it's going to break almost instantaneously. If it's medium, it breaks somewhat quicker, or somewhat quicker than it, significantly quicker than heavy, a lot longer than light. So I feel like you're getting those feedbacks anyways. So I'm not sure if there's that big of a utility for it. What do you guys think, though? Future I have an idea of how voluntary wipes could work. A little complicated to explain, but I try and see what you think. Sure, man. Go ahead and start typing that sucker out. In the meantime, let's enjoy this gameplay a little bit better. All right, let's go. I am trying this thing out here for when I potentially start gaming with Arc Raiders to a position. I don't want to be just a floating head, so I kind of have my little banner right here. Hopefully, it makes it a little bit better. What do you guys think? We'll see about that. The text could probably be a little bit bigger. Let's make that a little bit bigger. Yeah, that feels good. Feels good. What do you guys think? Looks good like this? Yeah. Rigor Mortis plays. Looks nice. Thank you so much, man. Has nothing to do with my face, that's for sure, though. But at least trying to have somewhat of a professional look here. Mike Johnson, they say they are going to have a blog post soon to tell more about their wipe system. Oh, man. I almost feel sorry for them at this point because I know no matter what they say, people aren't going to be happy. You know? I feel like people have some pretty serious expectations for it. So no matter what they do, I don't know. I'm excited to hear that, honestly, because that's always been my biggest concern about the game is the end game, and so that's just kind of the thing I wanted to finally have an answer for, one way or the other, right? Just I want to know what you guys are planning, so I know when I'm finally done with your content, what am I going to be doing for the rest of the time I'm playing this game, right? Yes, G, with the ability to team up with randoms and solo, how frequent can we expect squads of 3 or more dominating solo servers? I don't think that's going to be the case, to be perfectly honest, because you can't actually team up officially, which means you guys are always technically enemies. So I think we'll see that a little bit, but I don't think it'll be up to the case of like where it's like DMZ level, because I think as soon as you guys start engaging in any kind of fighting, all of that coordination is going to start to break down. And anyone who's wise and go, hey, I'm getting pushed by like 2-3 guys in a solo lobby, I'm bouncing. After just pop somebody, I'm gone, you know? But yeah. Let's see here. Santi Nunes, first live stream. Keep up the great work. I cannot play the tech test, but super hyped for this game. Dude, thanks so much for popping by live. I can't wait for you to get a hold of this game too. We got 10 days and counting, man. 10 days. Aoun, when's the next Alcoholics episode coming? Sunday. If everything goes to plan, Sunday's the next episode. Sunday is the next episode. And real quick, I want to thank all of you for showing up here today, being part of this chat, being part of this group, kind of keeping this thing going. Makes a lot of fun for me. Gives me something to do, hang out with you guys, and be super excited about something. Without seeming like the weird person staring at the wall and just yelling at it. But yeah, as a content creator, I'm trying to attract, more dev attention. And I know when I build a bigger platform, it's going to be even better when the launch happens. Hopefully, more people are going to come in. It's not so much for my views or anything like that. It's more of I want to get access to like cooler stuff and get things ahead of time, so that way I can start prepping stuff for you guys. In the making right now, I'm working on guides for ARC Raiders, a variety of kind. I got your early start guide, your fight guide, your what to loot guide, things of that nature. And one of the things that I definitely want to do, if you guys don't know, is I want to be accurate, and I want to approach it from a level of authenticity when it comes to knowing what I know. And we were just talking about this today, where any information that you put out right now is only accurate as of the time of Tech Test 2, right? And so consider this. The Tech Test 1 was in October. Tech Test 2 was in, May? The time difference between Tech Test 1 and Tech Test 2 is about Tech Test 2 it is now. And for those of us who played Tech Test 1 will tell you the dramatic difference between 1 and 2 is just insane. I could have written a guide for Tech Test 1. I did. And it was made completely irrelevant by everything I saw in Tech Test 2. The majority of the guide had to change. So if I were to make a guide based off of my knowledge of Tech Test 2, I'd be pretty concerned if a lot of it would be made irrelevant from changes. Now I could assume that some things are going to remain the same, and a lot of things a lot of things will change. But those are, at the end of the day, all assumptions, right? So, fortunately, we get the server slam, so I get to see a much more closer idea of what the final build will be, so I can make a more worthwhile guide to make, B, can we talk about Rockhound's trailer find about the drones? Talk about the drone swarm thing. Um, that's probably more his department. I can speculate with the best of them, but I think it's probably one of those things we'll probably talk about that during the podcast. I'm not sure if that's what you meant, but yeah, we'll probably end up talking about in the podcast. B. Love and peace. What's your most favorite thing about Ark that makes it stand out? Okay, give me a moment just to think about that and catch up on it. Rogue, dude, welcome back, Rogue. I haven't seen you in a while. How have you been? We got regional pricing finally. I can pre-order easily now. Yeah, I saw that. I'm happy for you. How rigor mortis? How big was Tech Test 2 download? If you remember, I don't remember. To be perfectly honest. J-Mog, man, how you been? Hey, man, quick lunch break for work. I'll be here for a few minutes. Enjoy the stream, man. Countdown to getting close now. Yes, it is, man. General Grendar, what's up, man? All right, so my favorite thing about Arc Raiders, man, that's gonna be hard to put concisely, but basically, I don't know, man. Like, there's so much. Like, give me a second. I'm gonna have to think about what my favorite thing is at this point. Like, that's if I have to put, if I had gun to my head, if I have to actually like pick something that's my favorite, I'll have to figure it out here in a second. But give me a moment to think about that. All right. Fluff. Since the last tech test, I've now got a new PC with a 5090. Oh, brother, that's a hefty machine, man. You're gonna be running like smooth. Getting a new headset with my B-Day monitor died last week, and so now treating myself to a new OLED Arc Raiders BF6 gonna be fire. All right, man. I hope you enjoy. Hope BF6 help you pass the time faster. I love my monitor. I got this 27-inch 1440. It's a 165 hertz monitor. It looks gorgeous. For those of you who can run 1440, go to 1440. It might not seem like a huge jump from 1080, but trust me, man, gaming on 1440 is gorgeous. And honestly, a lot of graphics cards these days are kind of built for it, so your performance won't even drop all that much. So, General Grinder, what stuff is exclusive to the deluxe edition, and what stuff can be earned later? All of it. Like, from what I understand, the deluxe edition has stuff that's exclusive to it that is not offered elsewhere. I believe that's one of the FAQs. Mike Johnson, with how great Tech Test 2 was, I cannot wait to see the improvements they have made. Yeah, honestly, I say this every time it comes up. Every time I've played this game, I've been impressed. And 6 months or 5 months, however much you want to count, from what point you want to count, from Tech Test 2 to launch, is a lot of time for them to do a lot of work. And I've seen the work they've done from Tech Test 1 to Tech Test 2. So, I'm kind of hyped. I'll be like, perfectly honest, I'm kind of hyped. Corey Finney, love the Arc Raiders content, brother. Dude, man, I appreciate you. I'm trying to keep it up, trying to keep it going. I honestly can't wait for the launch. I can't wait to start making guides again, because that, to me, that's where my juices start flowing, man. I really love making guides. And let me tell you why, actually. My son, with a backhanded compliment with me yesterday or the day before, he gave me a backhanded compliment, right? Because he was like, your guides are really good because you're not mechanically gifted. I'm paraphrasing, mind you, that's not what he said, but basically he's like, you suck. That's why your guides are good, because if you can succeeding in raids, right, with your information, your guides have to be good. And the way he put it is basically, if Shroud makes a guide, I can't take it seriously because he's just going to beam everybody anyways. Like, okay, do what I do. How can you take that seriously? But if my crusty old ass can consistently make successful runs, maybe the information I have is worth a damn, right? And so, to me, I think that's one of the reasons why I like making guides, is because at the end of the day, I'm just a regular dude, gamer dad type stuff, right? And so I feel like if I just give you the right information, right, and if I package it in a really entertaining, concise way, I can help the average gamer or just a regular dude. It goes, hey, I'm hyped for Arc Raiders, but I keep getting my shit pushed in, so I want to do better. And hopefully this guide can help you do that. And I cannot wait to start doing that again. That's the one thing I miss about Cycle Frontier. Sorry, it's tangent, guys. I'm gonna catch up on my chat real quick here. It's your Max Blade. I picked up a 7900 XT. I have a 7800 XT. Works beautifully. That's actually what I play on right now. When you're seeing the footage, I got this off of a 7800 XT. 100% worth the money. It is an extremely good card, reliable. It gets good performance. So somebody had to do it. Somebody had to do it. It's not popping up on my feed here. Who followed, man? Aaron. On. Thing, new messengers, show badges. Thank you so much for the follow, man. I appreciate you. Even though my thing didn't pop up. That was weird. J-Mod, Gamer Dads for life, man. For sure, man. All right, let's see here. 3 members must be met before prestige level cap must. Oh, Creature Eye, man. You're kind of getting lost in the shuffle here. I apologize. All right, so gentlemen, so G Suit ventilation skills are only available in deluxe. If my Service Slam goes well, I'll probably have to go deluxe. Yeah, I mean that's basically what it is. It's in the deluxe. It's in the deluxe. Plus, also, I believe I saw in the FAQ that you can't upgrade your standard edition. By the way, so you have to refund the standard edition and then get the deluxe. So it's bear that in mind. Yeah, did you? Yeah, 2K is a great improvement, right? Whereas 4K seems like it's a bit excessive. But maybe I'm wrong. You know, in terms of just that. Maybe it's my justification because I can't justify spending that much money on 4K. But I can tell you from just personal experience, jumping from 1080 to 2K was a tremendous help. It just made the experience so much better. Digi, no, you can upgrade. I mean, I thought they're FAQ. Let's take a look at it real quick. Let's look at their FAQ right now. Okay, so I got the standard edition as a gift. Can I upgrade the deluxe edition for just $20? No, we have a way for you to upgrade it. We don't have a way for you to upgrade it. Or okay, that's only if it's a gift, I guess. All right, so I was mistaken, gentlemen. I was mistaken. So apparently you can upgrade. You just can't upgrade if you were gifted the standard version. So that's always good. That's always because that would be kind of sucky if you couldn't upgrade. You know, if you want to buy the standard edition and you end up playing the Server Slam and you love it and you're like, oh, I want to get this the deluxe upgrade. And you have to do the extra, refund and whatever it is. I'm sure that'll play horribly with their transaction system. Barney, thank you so much for the follow, man. I appreciate you. DG, thank you so much for holding me accountable, man. Let me know, because I was under that impression. So it's good to be right instead of feel right. Alex Warren, the larger the monitor, the more resolution matters. Mine is way too big, so I can tell the difference in res. Yeah, honestly, because I got this nice, just rather large monitor, and so I definitely probably would tell, like right away, if it's anything short of 2K. I'll notice right away. King Ming, yo, Gek, pretty cool that we're also getting Barons 2 at launch, ain't it? I mean, that's unverified at this point, man. I can't say definitively one way or the other because, we see trailers, we don't know. So that's not, it set our expectations to a reasonable level. Hype game, but in terms of certain features and certain things to expect, it's going to be, we'll see. I'm sure we'll get something bigger than the Queen, though. I'm sure we're going to get that. Max Blade, my understanding was that you can't upgrade until after release. Hey, all this all of this, wishy-washy in terms of whether or not we can or can't upgrade, just get the deluxe edition. Like, we're all here. If you're here in this chat, chances are you're extremely hyped for the game. You're probably gonna want the deluxe edition. And the only way I think that maybe that wouldn't be true, just go look at what comes in it, right? The skins themselves. If those skins don't particularly do anything for you, then don't get the deluxe edition. It's really that simple, right? I wouldn't worry about upgrading, because if you want the skins, get the skins, right? Treat yourself. Let's see here. Digi, I had a 480 hertz for a short while. That was fire, way more impact than 4K if you can run it. To me, it just depends on the frames at this point. I think anything beyond 100 frames, I'm happy. Yes, I'm very happy. But I just I want consistent frames, right? If I can hold 100 on slow times and I can hold 100 during a firefight, I'm good. I'm golden. I don't need like a 200 frame computer or 200 frame game when it's slow and then it just drops to like 100. Even if it just drops to 100, I'm like, I don't want the inconsistency. I just want consistency. Max Blade, I mean, cowboy hat for Scrappy justifies it for me. Yep, straight up, man. Cowboy hat justifies it for me too. King Ming, I agree on setting realistic expectations, but it very clearly a different queen like arc in the pre-order trailer, e.g. Roundhouse latest vid. Either way, stoked. I think that's probably a king, to be honest. In the very opening of the trailer, there's obviously some kind of like large arc that's not a queen. I think it's probably a queen, to be honest. Let's change up the arc footage. Just give us another raid here. That's just not here. Let's do that one. Boop. Let's do this one. So Dylan Buffer, well, the currency alone you get from the deluxe edition covers the extra $20 cost, so the skins and charms are pretty much free. Well, that's only if you were intending on getting them, right? It comes down to like if you can earn them in game and you were planning on doing it in game, you can do that. I've always been pretty thrifty when it comes to what I buy. When it comes to games, however, I do feel like I want to support developers that make good decisions and make good games, and Embark is pretty much the pinnacle of that for me at this point in time. So I think they have a lot to offer for that deluxe edition that I think makes it a very compelling choice to make. So JMock, I hope they do an arc like they do in the finals where you can mix and match items from different skin sets and really make your raider unique. I'm not sure that's the case. The way they worded it in the Discord and their messaging indicates it's probably going to be pretty close to what they do in Tech Test 2, to be honest. I'll be happy if it's not the case, but I won't be sad either. I think they had a decent amount of, options in the Tech Test, so we'll see. Sage from the 6. I truly love night raids, dude. You and me both, man. Honestly, I feel bad not playing them more. But definitely going to be doing them a lot more when I get back onto the. I hope they have night raids in the Server Slam. Yeah, I think that would be a big W to have night raids in Server Slam because they'll give people an even bigger taste of it. But I highly doubt it, to be perfectly honest. It's one of those things they're probably going to hold back on. Rui Lopez. Don't know if you addressed it already, but when the new NVIDIA trailer, green sparks from the player shields can be seen. Huge W in my opinion. Yeah, I heard about that, but I'm not sure if that's going to be a differentiation between the shields or if that's just a effect that you get as a possibility for NVIDIA. That gives them the opportunity to like change the colors of the shield effects. If that's the case, I don't think we're going to see different shield effect colors, because that would give an undue advantage to, let's say, NVIDIA. And that's probably why they didn't want to do it, because they already knew they had that deal in place. King Ming, I'm excited to see the final menu. The Still of Speranza was definitely a placeholder. I thought the menu was pretty good, honestly. They can make it a little bit more animated, but I don't mind the menu. But they definitely needed to rework its utility a little bit better. There was oftentimes I kind of went back and forth in a couple of sections where I was like, hey, I was trying to go somewhere else and accidentally pressed something else. But Stage from the 6. There's a certain atmosphere when it comes to into the night raids. I hope they add a humanoid face grabber arc that stalks you at night. Yeah, man. I think the environment that Arc Raiders is placed in. All right, I found my favorite thing about Arc Raiders. Okay, came back to it. My favorite thing about the Arc Raiders is the environment that it's set in, because it allows for so many gaming possibilities. Because they are allowed to be creative with the arcs, the weapons, the environment. They're allowed the equipment. They're allowed to be creative, and they're not beholden to games where, like some games, where they're beholden to realism, right? There has to be a certain level of grounded behavior, of course, but so long as it makes sense within the Arc Raider universe, they can do it. And I think that's probably going to be Arc Raider's biggest strengths. JMA, got to bounce for now. Enjoy the chats. See you topside, dude. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you. General Render, do you think the Prigio will be nerfed in fire rate or damage per bullet? That's an interesting question. It's probably going to be fire rate, if I had to guess. I think that will be a great way of balancing a burst rifle, because it rewards you for being accurate, but it tempers down the DPS, so it doesn't basically make it, so able to kill you so close range and not be a liability because of that burst. I feel like that would be a good way. So that way it'll still be good at what it is intended to be, which was at range, but at close range, when you're trying to do quick DPSs against something like a Stitcher or a Bobcat or something like that, you won't be able to compete with it. And so I think they'll probably reduce the fire rate between bursts, if I had to pick. That's typically how these things happen. That's how it happened in the Cycle Frontier. I just hope they don't do it so much that it makes it useless. Rory, I really hope it's for different shields. I doubt it, man. 100%. I'll be surprised if it happens, but I doubt it. Digi, they say they nerfed Appreciate. Yeah, but they didn't say how, though. That's more of the speculation at this point. MF Doomclone, feel they will give us a Destiny style hub, just not right now. Yeah, I mean, just not right now. This comes up every stream. This comes up all the time. And Fringe Patriot Gaming, dude, man, welcome to the stream, man. Hey guys, W's in the chat for Fringe Patriot Gaming, man. He's the guy who had on our podcast last episode, man. But these guys point out 54 watching and only 14 likes, guys. If you're enjoying the stream, drop those likes, man. Drop those likes, because it helps with the algorithm. You don't even know how much it helps with the algorithm. So drop those likes down, man. Fringe Patriot, I hope you're doing great, man. But the hub, this is my dude, rigor mortis. Rigor mortis, man. Thank you so much for for subscribing, for being part of this fantastic community and contributing. My gratitude is, I'm without words. All right, I will give you a crisp high five, and thank you again. Appreciate it. It doesn't really show on here. It looked like you did on Twitch. But yeah, if you haven't joined already, by the way, Rigor Mortis, if you haven't joined already, join the Discord. If you might be under a different name if you have, but I'm not great with names. So feel free to go to Discord, and we'll get you set up, all right? But in terms of the social hub, here is I had this conversation with a new guest for the podcast. We're going to have this weekend, so we'll have a new guest. Excellent content creator. I think you guys will like him. And we were talking about the social hub. And here's how I put it, right? And here's everybody in chat. Here's a chance for you guys to participate. I'm gonna ask you guys all I'll ask you all a question, right? This is gonna be a quick answer. I'll give you all a chance to answer, right? How many maps do you think Arc Raiders needs? I don't mean like at launch. I don't mean like to bare minimum. I'm talking about like when it gets to the point where it's like this is basically where it needs to be pumping the brakes. Or it's like this is a good spot. This is a good place to be in. You know, what's a good number of maps do you think Arc Raiders needs? Go ahead and put your answer in the chat. Let me know what you guys all think. All right, Little Mexican, we got 8 maps. Device is trash. We got 4 to 5. Arcanium, 6 maps. We're not. By the way, we're not counting variants. By the way, we're not counting night day variants. I'm talking about like just the maps themselves. Arcanium, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate you. All right, Doom Clone, we got 12. Would be a nice amount. 6 to 7, 6 to 7, 8, close to 10 with time. Herd, yes. Sirs, man, I haven't seen you in a minute, man. Sir with the face cam must have been gone for a while. Yeah, you must have been gone for a while, man. Greens from the Caliber Collective, thank you so much. Greetings back, right back at you. All right, so to put this in perspective, Tarkov's been around for a long time. It has 11 maps, right? And I'm not saying we need that many. I'm just saying, like, from what everyone's looking at, we're looking at about 7, 8-ish. Is about the average everyone's kind of tossing out there. All right, so that's 7, 8 maps, okay? How many? Next question, right? How many weapons do you think Arc Raiders needs? Right? Would it be a fair, you know, would it be a fair thing to say that we need, I don't know, one of every variant in each class, in each rarity, right? Think about it, like a submachine gun, gray, green, blue, purple, what a submachine gun for everyone, a shotgun for each one, or whatever, right? Like, let's just say that would be probably, hey, that's enough. You know, we can probably do that and maybe some specialty stuff, right? That'd be fair to say. 30, Alex Warren, we got 30, 144. You know, we kind of have an idea. A lot would be it, right? A lot would be a good answer, right? But at a certain point before it starts becoming a little bit too bloated, right? Fluff, I didn't like the 20-second timers on the last podcast. I think it would have been better if you had like an arrow instead of pointing to who was going to first on subject question asked. I appreciate your feedback, man. Yeah, it kind of it didn't translate like I thought it would on screen. So I probably won't be repeating that. I appreciate the feedback though, because I always like to get better. And yeah, honestly, just if it didn't work, it didn't work, you know? Okay, so we all understand more weapons would be great. All right, so we have one more maps. We have more, right? All right. Chrono Taco, it is not out. We have Server Slam in 10 days. 10 days and counting. That's the name of the stream. So hopefully I didn't give you a heart attack thinking you were missing out right now, okay? All right. So we've established the fact we need about 7, 8 maps and about 5 or so weapons in each, you know, rarity. What about arcs? So we have 7, 8 maps. We're obviously not going to have the same amount of arcs we have now. We're probably going to need maybe about double the amount of arcs than we have now, right? Right? So about double the amount of arcs, right? So I want to ask you guys now, consider Bruno Burgos, I'm a survival tree enjoyer. Don't hate on the few of us that exist. I'm not hating, man. I'm not hating. I'm just as happy to loot off of you like I am everybody else. Joking. All right. So let's consider this now. When I ask the questions, how many maps do we need? How many weapons do we need? How many arcs do we need? These are meat and potato, right? Meat and potato content, right? These are not things that are frivolous. These are not things that they're nice to have. These are meat and potato. These are things that are kind of essential to the game's experience, to the game's longevity. Every one of, and it's fair to say what we've seen so far, what's coming from launch, we're not even halfway there. We're not even halfway there, which is great. We got room to move. We got more content to look forward to for the next year or two, right? Or longer. So when I ask you, these things are meat and potato, the social hub is frosting on a cupcake by comparison. That's why I'm not in favor of it. It's not because I don't particularly care for social hubs. It's because I feel like we're not even close to even being able to have that conversation yet. And that's pretty much the summary of my position. Casual player, you are now Arc Gecko. Yes, I would, man. I am Arc Gecko. Duros Duvo, I would like many more Arc, but I think they'll only introduce 2 or 3 at launch. I think we're probably gonna get a handful, to be honest. We've got a couple of leaks here and there based off of the trailers that we've seen, so we'll probably be getting a handful, like realistically. Ozar, I think a good TDM mode would be good. Thoughts? Absolutely, 100%. So interesting you say that. So I've been playing a bunch of ABI recently, and they have this gun game that you need tickets to jump into. And I recently saw a video about Tarkov's arena mode. Now, I knew there was an arena mode. I knew that, right? But what I didn't know is that you can actually level your character playing this arena mode, which I think is just atrocious decision making, personally. But I feel like a deathmatch mode that's kind of like a gun game, where basically you're fighting with free loadouts or you're getting random loadouts, things like that, would be great because it allows players who aren't comfortable with combat or PvP combat to then experience that. They actually push themselves and be like, hey, I want to go try this out, but I'm not comfortable risking my gear. But it gives them an opportunity to kind of just flow and just kind of like get used to that PvP combat. So I think a deathmatch mode is a useful feature, right? It's utilitarian, unlike what a social hub would be. Kodak, what time are the servers going open on the 17th? I believe at 10 a.m. Central Time. 10 a.m. Central Time is what I believe. Fluff could do as many maps as they want. Just rotate them in and out of season. That way we can do better changes. Yeah, honestly, like, I don't see... I see them being able to rotate things and adding content for years to come. It just comes down to, like, not having so many that it becomes splitting queues, and also like giving people an overwhelming amount of choices. That's just too much, you know. General Render, are you talking big bosses or more chaff enemies? I mean, I think everything. I think more of everything that we should be getting. Crazy Trick, Devil's Advocate here. Oh, I love Devil's Advocate. We don't need all maps, arcs, and all weapons before we get Social Hub for the casuals and for the game to go mainstream. Let's get the frosting before we get every potato. I agree. I'm not saying we need every potato, every meat and potato like feature. It's more of I'm trying to illustrate just how far behind that peak we are, you know. Yeah, the time is under Discord event. It syncs to your time zone on Discord. So if you guys aren't following them on Discord, you guys really should, and that's going to tell you exactly what it is. Phase over. Thank you so much for the follow, man. I appreciate you. Sir, the name's price tag. It's $40 for the regular version, or sorry, $40 for the poor version, $60 for the regular version. Kidding, guys, kidding. I'm just kind of poking fun at it. Real Estate Gamer, welcome back. I was wondering, we just got finished talking about social hubs. Everybody in here is in complete agreement. We don't need one, so there's no reason for you to be here anymore, I guess. Kidding. I'm kidding, man. I'm just kidding, man. Digi, I fear y'all project too much of your dreams on a game that death fire. I'm in love, but people get hyped and start. Yeah, I agree. I think that's how we got that whole the game's gonna shadow drop in June type thing. I think that's how we got that. But then again, they also kind of let us on a little bit. Let's just be guilty from both sides at this point. But yes, we definitely got to manage our expectations because realistically speaking, guys, we were all ready to pay money for what we got in Tech Test 2. Let's be real, right? We were all ready to pay money for that. Is there anyone here that wasn't ready to spend money on that game? We were ready, right? We were absolutely ready. So just getting that back again, but only not getting it taken away, being better polished, getting an extra map, getting a few more arcs, that in and of itself is going to be good for the launch, honestly. And it's more about them setting up the content pipeline for afterwards, you know? Evelyn, welcome to the stream, man. Appreciate you. $60 deluxe is not bad at all. I mean, yeah, man, it's cheaper than most games these days. Oh no, this is where I die from the Baron, I guess. I think. Not Baron, Bison. Bots, they have to bring Speranza to life. Most of their trailers kind of tease that will be brought to life. Man, their trailers tease a lot, man. Brenda Rendell, what buffs do the Jupiter need to make it desirable? More arc damage or buff to make it better at PvP? I don't think it needs to be better at PvP. I think it's a great design choice, in my opinion, to have these legendary guns that are like basically anti-vehicle weapons to kill larger arcs, because it, from a balancing point of view, the rest of your loadout has to be for personal protection against PvP. So this weapon can be really good against PvE. So I think it's a really good design decision, you know? So I just hope it is going to be worth the squeeze. That's all. Let's see here. We've got to increase stats. Sun's starting to go down. So getting a little bit of a green screen issue, which is good. This is kind of testing me real quick. Let's find out what we can do to fix that. There we go. Yeah, this time of the year, man, because my setup, if you guys don't know, I rely a lot on natural light, and so now it's starting to get darker sooner. So my external lights have to do a little bit more lifting. So Digi, I'm like ready to be surprised. It's a really small team. Multi Studios. A lot of people also played the game for 2 weeks. I can't be overhyped. I'm just excited for exactly what I played for. I mean, it's exactly what I was talking about. Level it. Digi likes like the sound guys at like 2 or 3 dudes. Yeah, if you guys didn't know, they have I think 2 to 3 sound engineers. That's it. So given the sound that they have, it's kind of crazy to think about. All right, new raid. Let's find a new raid. Let's see here. That one. Let's do some Buried City. Ozark got off work time at the end of October launch. Is it sad to take holidays to stay home in game? No, it'd be sad if you didn't, man. That means you didn't have a job. You know, I think it's okay to be passionate. It's kind of like taking the day off to go, I don't know, play this, to see your favorite football team. I don't think anybody would blink twice at someone being like, "Oh yeah, I took the day off because my favorite football team is coming to my area, and I want to be able to see them in person, for the first time or for once or something like that." No one will blink twice at that. So obviously, video games are not as culturally, acceptable in that way. But we're in a safe space here. We'll do it. Digi, I played both legendary weapons, and it felt sad that they wasn't really that strong. Yeah, I think it's one of those things. They have to be strong at what they're supposed to do. I feel like having legendary guns that are deliberately designed to kill large arc and are good at it would be a great way of doing it. And it's a good design choice to have them not necessarily be the best thing in the world to be PvP. Because then it doesn't give you automatic, like, hey, I'm bringing this weapon in, I'm automatically going to be better than everything in there, So I just feel like they tune it in a way that makes it worth bringing in, Evelet, it's like being hyped for food coming back that you have already had. I mean, yeah. Price of trash. We will all be staying home when Arc Raider releases. I mean, if you're lucky enough, I know some people have work obligations or some other obligations on that weekend as well, or the very next week, so it kind of sucks for them. Thanks so much for coming to the stream, man. I appreciate you. Yeah. Speak of the devil, the guy I was basically referring to, Ned. Your troubles, man. We feel for you. We will. But here's the thing. What we're gonna do. We're all gonna play Arc Raiders for you. Right. We will play it harder in your name. Man, I hope you're doing well. Tactical Ned, you guys will know him from the podcast. He's one of our regulars. Fantastic. He made a great guide that you guys should all check out on his YouTube channel, by the way. But given how much of a rock star performance that thing is doing for him, you guys probably already have seen it. So, there you go. Digi, Gatling wasn't good against Rocketeers. No, I mean, consider this: the Torrente is using medium rounds. Anything that it's not using heavy rounds is not going to crack that. I'm probably going to end up making a guide on how to solo a Rocketeer, and I'm telling you right now, without heavy rounds, you're not doing it. Like other than a wolf pack. I put out a video today of just a solo raid, kind of full immersion, no commentary, no nothing, so I can try to like maximize the sound and immersion factor. I actually end up just two-shotting a Rocketeer with the wolf packs. I'll probably end up kind of clipping that up a little bit to kind of like showing off how to actually use a wolf pack correctly. I felt like a lot of people didn't know how to use it that well. So we'll probably end up doing that. Digi, I see the point, but I really felt the Jupiter Equalizer under-delivered. I agree. I think they don't do what they're supposed to do. The Equalizer, in the time that I played it, was pretty good at doing what it was supposed to do. But I didn't really get my hands on the Jupiter this last tech test, so I can't really comment one way or the other. But from what I've seen, it's kind of meh. But I think, yes, they need to buff him. Sir is the name. What are the biggest bugs / technical issues, concerns that are notable at this point? I mean, I didn't have any issues, to be honest. I know some people were talking about they got stuck in certain portions of the map, but I was grateful that I didn't get them. Fire, man. Welcome to the stream, man. Appreciate you. Thanks for coming in. Hope you're doing good, brother. Tactical Ned, yes, sir. Been trying to stop by. Play so hard for me. I will absolutely play so hard for you. Yeah, Doom clone. Just read the item descriptions. Beg, gamers, I beg. Here's the thing. Here's the thing about it, right? It's not just it only attacks PvE. It's that when it explodes, all the missiles, they come out in a sphere and then they churn, right? They churn, and they only churn a certain amount before they start going straight with no lock on, right? And so the key to using a wolf pack, first you got to kill all the other arcs because it's going to split up all its missiles to different targets, right? So kill the other arcs first, and then toss the wolf pack grenade so it's just far enough that all the missiles will curve into it'll give them the time and space to curve into your main target, but not so far that they're going to spread their damage out, everywhere. Alex Warren, play hard for me too. Man, I'm sorry to hear that, man. Tactical Ned, once the shell was off the Rocketeer, the Torrente did good, but the armor has to be gone at the first with the first heavy. Yes, exactly. Because the thing about it is that the heavy armor or the armor has to use heavy rounds, right? You have to. And the one thing I recommend for Rocketeers is aim for the engines, obviously, right? But if you can kite them into, if you have to kill them, mind you, if you can kite them into somewhere high and far, you can just ping at them because they fly straight at you until they get within aggro range, and then they start doing their maneuvering and all that stuff, right? So if you can just consistently hit with heavy rounds on their engines, you can knock off the armor off of one of their engines almost, before they even get to you. And then what I would recommend is knocking the armor off of another engine on the other side before you start damaging the components of the first engine you killed the armor on. The reason why that is because as it's going to be maneuvering, right, it's going to give you a different profile looks, and you're not always going to be able to hit the side you want to hit. So as long as both sides have their armor knocked off, Now you can trade to whatever gun you want. You can do a Rattler, you can do even a Stitcher even. And just whatever component it's showing you that's exposed, keep hitting that one. And eventually one of the engines will blow off. And then eventually the other one, you can blow that one off too. Slug Sloth, your mic is going in and out. Well, I appreciate you for letting me know, man. Let me find out. It's probably me just like doing this and not talking in directly into the mic. Because you guys are over here, my mic's over here. It's probably just kind of have to be a little bit more firm, a little more magnum, you know? Okay, cool. Well, I'm glad to hear that. I appreciate that feedback, by the way, guys. You guys don't know how much that helps because it is such a pain in the behind, especially when I was first starting to do this, where I'll be like, all right, I had a good stream, you know, it still felt pretty good, and I'll watch the VOD back, and my voice is like halfway blown out, or like it's, you know, half of the volume is gone. It's like, oh man, I wish somebody would have told me that. Tactical Ned, wolf packs were so underused, man. They scared the crap out of players and did great damage against arcs. Honestly, like, it wasn't even that they scared crap out of players. I would just, you know, as soon as I saw them, I'd safe pocket them, or I'd try to bring them back, and I would save them. So, all right, cool, we're going to go out and bison hunting, or we're going to go rocketeer hunting or something like that. Cool, I'll bring 2, and then 2 easy, knock them out, not a problem. I feel like that's the one thing I definitely got to point out is oftentimes what you need to craft the wolf pack wasn't worth it. It just wasn't worth the crafting effort. But you found them so consistently in key rooms anyways, right? I found them in key rooms all the time. And so for me, I was like, oh, I'll just get those for free and do that. Yes, Stitcher does crazy work, dude. Honestly, just like, it definitely was the little engine that could, man. That was one of my go-to guns. Smasher, what's up, Gecko, man? What's up, Smasher? How you been? Welcome to the stream, man. Digi, the Bastion was harder for me than the Rocketeer. I mean, I don't think I killed a Bastion, or I don't think I killed a Bastion, but because they were so easy to get around, they weren't hard to dodge. They weren't hard to just basically ignore. Rocketeer, when he was on you, he was on you. The Lou, do recipes disappear after use? I do not. They do not. Not as of the current tech test, or as of the tech test back in May. Once you got a recipe, you now have the ability to craft that item, right? So. Smasher, I've been trying to tell everyone about this game, and it's shocking how many people either have no idea about it or they just don't have a concept of what it even is. I can do some self promotion on that one. I think I have my original review of Tech Test 2. Kind of summarizes the game a little bit, and you know, I even just put out a whole, you know, in gameplay video, just the solo, you know. But yeah, I think honestly it's gonna come out of nowhere for a lot of people, despite the fact that we're gonna be in our corners, banging the drums and banging the bells. It's gonna be, for a lot of people, it's gonna come out of nowhere, which is gonna be funny as hell to me, because it's like, where have you guys been? All right, well, welcome to the ride. Let's go. See here, Doomclone. I think crafting is set up as a in-game activity. You'll want to stockpile early embrace hoarding. Fallout grants it. Yeah, man, I'm a loot goblin, man. I love loot. I love loot in the games, which is why I never could get behind Hunt, because it just didn't have any looting. So I'm actually kind of excited for Hunger. If you guys haven't seen the Hunger gameplay trailer, I advise checking that out. Oh my god, it's just, man, it looks really fantastic. It looks like an actual extract hunt as opposed to kind of a BR/extract hunt. So it looks really fun. It looks really well done, you know. Scuba Otter, man, welcome to the chat, man. Welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Saga of Blitz. One of my friends almost got all the recipes in tech test. Jesus, man. I kept getting repeats. Well, anyone here get like 3 repeats at one point? Like, let me know. What did you get? What did you guys get? I got a door bracer repeat like 3 times. Smasher, I had to try to argue. It was someone tried to argue it was like Helldivers. Yeah, man, that's some room temperature IQ thinking right there, man. That's I feel like you can just look at a game and go, oh, it's just like X game that has the same camera. I don't know, man. It's like I don't know how you can come away looking at Helldivers and then looking at this game and be like, oh, it's like Helldivers. I'm like, no. Real Estate Gamer Smasher, it does have vibes of Helldiver 2 when playing it, bro. To be honest, no, it doesn't. No, I'm gonna hard disagree on that one, man. Helldivers has a very much a Rambo-esque, 90s shooter style where I'm like, yeah, I'm the hero. I'm gonna take on hordes of enemies and do all that stuff. Arc Raiders feels like I'm running for my life and I'm scavenging for my life. Very different vibe. Ira Beastie, can you kill others and take their gear? Some would say that's the entire point, but yes, you can. I don't. So that is an extraction. So RBC, if you don't know what Arc Raiders is, it truly is. I do have a review on my channel, on my YouTube channel. I highly recommend giving that, a look. Sirs, thank you so much for the tip, man. I appreciate you. I haven't even. I'm so unexpected. Oh my god, thank you, man. You are the man. I am so unexpected about getting any kind of monetary help at all that I haven't even set up the alert for it. You now have given me the impetus to set up the alert now, because if I wasn't for me looking at the other screen here as the YouTube portion of it, my normal thing wouldn't even let me know. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. God bless, man. Real Estate Gamer. Oh, I didn't think they were saying it in a negative way. Oh, I mean, it's not. I think I could say, I hope Arc Raiders ends up just like Helldivers in being wildly successful. You can do that. But in terms of the kind of gameplay, I don't know. Emily Hoff, can someone recommend some pro gameplay with aggressive plays like this guy, Brad Quackens? All right, you know what? Let me get you one real quick here. We're actually gonna have this guy on our podcast this Sunday, right? I'm not gonna steal his views here. I'm not gonna put it on the screen, but yeah, this guy, I'm gonna go ahead and link that up. Right. So Debo OMG, he puts out really PvP oriented content daily, and he's a very aggressive player. So if you're into that kind of stuff, I highly recommend it. Giving him a sub and checking him out. We're gonna have him on the podcast this Sunday. And if you like his channel, go check his channel. Let him know Gecko sent you. And he's just started. It's a small channel, so every subscribe, every view is gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot to him. Yeah. Scuba, I was just watching his content earlier. Yes, I shared it on our Discord, so that's gonna be probably where you saw it, maybe, hopefully. But he's just getting started, and I know how hard it is when you're just getting started, and I definitely want to yeah. Real Estate Gamer, to me, Helldivers is fun, and out of hundreds of hours, I haven't played it in a while. Arc to me takes the best of all the games we've seen and shares parts of it, but they are two completely different. I'm assuming you're gonna say different at this point, but yeah, I mean, no one can contend that Helldivers isn't successful and isn't a good game. So I feel like if Arc Raiders has those two things in common, I will compare them all day long to. Emil Hoff already watched all of his videos, but thank you. Hey man, there you go. I'm glad to see it, man. I'm glad the guy's getting the recognition that he deserves for the kind of the kind of work he's putting in. Tactical Ned, I gotta head out, man. I'll talk to you later. Have a good rest of the stream. I appreciate you, man, for coming by. Hope you have a great rest of your day. We'll see you. If I don't talk to you sooner, I'll see you on Saturday. Man, let's see here. So what games? What games have you guys been playing in the meantime? All right, I know I've been playing in some ABI here and there. I'm actually starting to enjoy it a lot more than I did previously. Snow Arc Raiders, that's for sure. I did that. I also played the Sand playtest recently. Like I said earlier in the stream, that we unfortunately they had to cut down the servers at the a little bit early. So, Little Mexican Tokyo Stream Racer 2025 that released. There you go. Bots, the finals. There you go. I've been playing the finals here and there, but honestly, man, I want an extraction shooter, man. I really miss that extraction shooter feel that I get when I'm playing like Arc Raiders or, you know, the finals or whatever it is. I don't think something's really hit that spot in a long time. Digi, I highly recommend everyone who has the cash flow right now to support these lovely devs and grab the deluxe edition. I agree, man. I think you're gonna get a lot of value out of it. It's just depending on, you know, what you're able to afford. If you have the ability to, I trust me, those extra 20 are, I think, will get great use. I don't think you'll regret it. Bots, the finals is such a good shooter. It's so underrated. I agree, man. I agree. It's an absolutely underrated shooter. It's so good. Senti Hunt, that's my main game for now. Yep, same thing for now. It's just anything you're playing right now is still just for now, right? Digi, I was just miserable in the meantime. Yeah, man. Scuba, play Animal Royale with my friend. What my main content would be as if my real life right now until Arc Raiders comes out. Yeah, man. Galaxy, you don't like Dark and Darker? Not my cup of tea, man. The gameplay's a little too slow for my take. I played Dungeonborn, which was fairly similar, but just it wasn't my take. That's just not my thing. I like guns. I like sci-fi. I like laser beams, pew pew, and all that stuff. You know. Doom clone. Don't judge me, but I'm a 76 enjoyer. I actually don't know what that is. Forgive me, sir. You watch basketball? I think that's probably what it is. You know. Los Costa, good evening. First time joining live. How's it going? I'm doing fantastic, man. Doing fantastic. How are you doing? How are you doing? Fire. Later, Ned. Grounded and ABI. Grounded? What's grounded? I gotta look that up now. Oh, rigor. Yeah, Fallout 76. Yep. Well, duh. I feel like aren't they getting some new content with the new season of the show? I'm looking forward to that. I enjoy the show immensely. Bots, the gaming world has been so black and white and boring ever since Tech Test 2 ended. Can't wait for Arc. Dude, you and me both, man. You and me both. Man. Men in Boxes. He's MIA at the moment. I'm gonna reach out to him again. I'm not sure. I hope he's doing all right, but we'll see if we get him. Honestly, man, I like it better when he's hosting because he's better at asking questions. He's better at keeping the flow together. I just want to talk too much. That's my problem. You know, I feel like I got too much enthusiasm to really sit back and let other people work through their thoughts. And I apologize for that because sometimes it doesn't come off well on camera. Blame my mom for that one. She was the kind of woman where if I didn't interrupt her, I wouldn't have gotten a word in. All good in this side of the ocean. Super excited for the 17th, man. I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad to hear it. All right, you got me at free demo right there, Digi. So we got Consume Me is what it's called. Is a free demo for that? Okay. Yeah, man, Scuba. Like I said, we just gotta get together to have a chat. Uh, you know. Mokaz Hood, is that gameplay live gameplay? No, it's not live gameplay. This is from Tech Test 2. The game is not out yet. However, we will have the server stress test in about 10 days. So yeah, 10 days. Let's see here. Bots building a new 5090 rig tomorrow. Arc Raiders Deluxe comes with the purchase, but I already bought the deluxe edition. It comes with the purchase. It sounds like you have a gift ready to give, man. If someone, one of your friends is gonna owe you $60 here in a second, you know, you're gonna gift them something, you know. MSG USA. I want to play this game, but I have a good PC. I haven't a good PC, dude. The minimum requirements on this game are like a hamster. Like I look at the minimum requirements. Let's look at them real quick here. The minimum requirements for this game, right? Minimum. Hear this out, right? Is a GeForce 1050 Ti or a Radeon 580. Right? Think about that, man. Like that's how low of a bar you need for this, right? And it's basically with this build, they're stating that you can play the game at 1080 with 50 frames, or not 50 frames, with 60 frames, right? That's the bare minimum that they're going to have. So anything higher than that, man, you're golden, right? So you're not going to need a huge rig for this. You're not. All right, let's find another raid, boys. Let's find another raid. Let's see. Pattern house. Yeah, see, there you go. MSG USA GeForce 1080 Ti, right? Let's look at it real quick here. I mean, it's not going to be great, but you're going to be able to run it. That's the thing. It's like it's not. You're not doing 1440. You're going to do 1080, and you're probably going to be able to run it about a medium or so with 60 frames. That's going to be pretty good. Akuda, thank you so much for the follow, man. I appreciate you, man. And besides, MSG, you get to try this game for free. In about. Oh. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate you, man. Someone had to do it. And plus, also, you get to play the game for free in 10 days, right? You're going to be able to try it out for yourself. And it's really going to be very useful to figure out if the game is going to be something you can buy and then get some value out of. Thank you so much, man, for the follow. I appreciate you. DG, you are the man, man. Appreciate you. Arctis, wake me up on October 17th. Will do. And the start time, I believe, for October 17th is the event. Bring that up real quick here. I said it's going to be at 8 a.m. Thank you so much for the follow, man. I appreciate you. Thank you, man, so much. Appreciate you. Somebody had to do it. You guys just, I'm getting overwhelmed, man. Someone had to do it. Let's see here. Yeah, so it looks like it's going to be for October 17th. It's going to be 8 a.m. Central Time. U.S. Central Time. So 8 a.m. to U.S. Central Time is going to be the start of the October 17th. Arctis, it's Friday, so it's school, then Arc Raiders. I don't know, man. I think you're gonna come down with something that morning. You're not gonna be able to make it to school that day. Just a wild guess. Let's see here. Master Nate, prestige wipes for perks slash cosmetic stuffs. I'm not sure if they announced that yet, to be perfectly honest. I know that the supposedly have they announced it yet? Supposedly someone said they're gonna make an announcement soon. Digi, I really want to start doing content for Arc in German. I think it's a niche that hasn't been taken yet. Yeah, and honestly, there's a lot of cool features on YouTube that you can actually translate that too. So you can actually translate that into English or lots of other languages as well. See, the thing about it is that like most of my audience, the vast majority of my audience, are consuming my content in English, so I haven't really gotten a chance to use that feature. But in your case, what you can do is you can record it, and you can actually have not just subtitles, but you can also have it speak in the language that you want it to for the regions that want to use it. So you don't have to just limit yourself in that way, right? And I highly recommend starting now. Like I'm not sure if you've made content before, but you learn best by doing. So if you want to start that content journey, I'd start sooner rather than later. Firefighter, I need to figure out which laptop can run it so I can play it at work. Yeah, I'm serious. I believe you, man. I believe you. Mm. Jalen, will you be doing an episode immediately after the test, or will you wait for the following weekend? We're gonna try to see. It's gonna depend, right, on what we can do in terms of scheduling, but we're gonna try to see if we can manage an episode while playing the game live, right? We're gonna try to see if we can do that, because that's gonna require obviously some coordination more than usual, but it's gonna be a lot of fun to try. If not, then we'll probably end up recording again the following weekend, because you understand at that point it's a weekend, and then we got to fill the gap after that too. So we'll figure it out. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. Bots, I'm nervous this is going to be a heavy PvP focus this last test here, since there is no risk or rollover in the actual release. I just hope it doesn't pull people off. I mean, that's the thing. That's what I said during the last episode, and I said that during my last stream as well, is that if you're bringing new friends in, which I highly recommend encouraging them to play it for free, warn them that it's probably going to be a little aggro, more than usual, because you're going to get people who are just going to be, I'll be perfectly honest, I'm probably going to blow through the content they have, for waiting for us within the first day. And then after that, I'm just going to spend the rest of those days just pushing gunshots and doing whatever. But perfectly honest, I'm going to be trying to gather as much footage as I can so I can use that for my guides. That's probably what I'm going to be doing. But other people are going to want to be pushing people constantly. So you're right. It probably is going to be a little aggro this weekend, and it's not going to be representative of the normal game. But I think that might be a good thing in the sense that you can tell people, hey, this is not representative of the normal game. Arctis, yeah, editing a video is just going to make me want to play the game. I mean, what do you think I go through, man? Just talking to you guys makes me want to play the game. Yeah, let's do these. I'm happy they are reducing the prices in some countries. Yeah, I'm happy they worked that stuff out. I'm not familiar enough to do any of that stuff, so I didn't know what was going to happen. But all I know is that if that's a industry standard that they're going with, they obviously can't be in a world where they're the same price as Battlefield 6. That's not. In some countries, they're leaving money on. They're leaving money on the table at that point. Arctis, after the first 12 hours, it's going to be insane. Yeah, I agree. Mr. Mass Monster, any news on when we can start downloading the Server Slam version of the game? I've heard no word about preloading, so we'll find out. If not, it's not a huge download anyways. Scuba, I'm a PvP style player, so I'd mostly like to do PvP content. Yeah, man. I think it's I remember Swifty, hello, the hype is in the air. It is. It is. It's not love, it's hype. See the tweet from Arc Raiders. Though no, we're about to find out though. Let's find out. Let's find out. What do we got going on? What are we looking for? Arctis, what are we looking for? Oh, that one. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. The we're talking about the censoring. Swifty, I was thinking we might want to link our email to Embark before Server Slam date to hopefully remove one more step in the process. Yeah, honestly, if you were to just go ahead and make a Embark ID already, you can, I believe you can link your Steam account already as what that, you know. Zeta 2000, welcome to the stream, man. I appreciate you coming by. How difficult in this game is it to extract in a normal raid? Well, it depends, right? Because how difficult something is going to be relative to how your viewpoint's going to be, right? For me, I don't think it's hard at all. I think it's you can consistently make it out of a raid, provided you know how to make good decisions, right? But it just depends, right? Zeta, have you played any other extraction game before? Smasher, I'm worried that the mainstream journalists are going to try to smear Ark ahead of release. I've already seen a couple of inaccurate headlines floating around. Dude, those are just clickmongers, man. Just clickmongers. I think, well, I probably shouldn't say that, but I think it's going to be one of those things where you're going to see that a lot, but I think the big ones are going to be heavily incentivized to like hype it up, because everyone their mother's gonna wanna hype it up. Everyone their mother's gonna fall in love with it. And so having, like, if IGN came out with a review saying that, oh, this game is bad, you wouldn't take them seriously, right? And anyone who is, you know, I don't know. I don't see them having as much sway, that much sway, so I really don't care too much. Oh wait, Device is right. IGN did do that, and they were flamed royally for it. Like, given how badly their performance was, like, you wondering what kind of computer they were running on. It's probably a damn hamster at that point. Yeah, I heard about that. This is kind of old hat news though. Like, it's interesting because EA, in their Battlefield thing, censored out Arc Raiders, and now apparently COD did the exact same thing. I think they did that already. They just didn't get caught for it, and they're just now getting caught for it. So this is kind of regurgitating all that old information as well. Smasher, the problem is that it sways perception for people who otherwise haven't seen the game. It gives them a bad idea. Let's be perfectly honest, man. If they're taking their gaming news from these kind of outlets, they probably weren't going to play the game anyways. Here is the, how do I put this? Here's the thing that we can all do as alcoholics, right? We can go out there and we can talk to our friends, and we can go out there, we can talk to our friends, and we could tell them about the game. We could implore them that the game is the best thing ever. Because when they hear it from their friends, it's gonna mean way more than just some random journalist, you know. Did you no need to apologize. Half the stuff in terms of tools I haven't set up because I'm still new to this. Um, so you know. By the way, if you're in the stream and you're enjoying it, if you haven't dropped a like, go ahead and drop a like. It helps a lot. You have no idea. Helps a tremendous amount. Helps push the my stuff out to people who maybe otherwise have not heard of me and have not, you know, gotten a chance to see any of my Arc Raider content. Buddy Maniac, honestly, IGN has lost all credibility. It has been lost for a long time ago. The Arc Raiders hit piece was just another nail in that coffin. I agree. I remember when I was playing Heroes of the Storm and they gave it like a 7.5, no comeback mechanics, when in reality that game had some of the most easy to come back mechanics you could ever imagine in a MOBA. So, you know, thank you so much, man. Thanks so much for the follow. Appreciate you. Santi, my first video of Arc Raiders was from IGN, and it made me want to skip the game. But then I saw some gameplay videos, and I was blown away. And see, I think you just nailed it right there, Santi. You just nailed it. Like these journos, when they come out, and they'll come out with their hit pieces. I don't know, Gigi. I don't know what's problematic at this point. Maybe my settings are a little too sensitive for that. I'll have to look. I'll have to look into it. But the guy I endorsed, he goes the name by Debo, DBO, OMG. If you just search that, you'll find it. But Santi, he just nailed it right there because he saw the review, but then he sees plenty of other content creators out there that made videos of it, and then suddenly it was just night and day. So it's going to be really hard for journalists to make this game look bad when there are tens of thousands of hours of this game online for people to readily see for themselves. So I think it'll be more likely someone like myself, someone like, you know, Tactical Ned, you know, any Rock on Black. It'll be way more likely they ran into one of our pieces on one of our contents long before a journal can sway them otherwise. That's what I think. Because there's just so much more of us. There's so many more of us. And so, Smasher, what do you think the learning curve will be for new players? I feel the final suffers from a pretty steep learning curve. I think extraction shooters in general make it hard, give it a steep learning curve, but I feel like this game does a really good job of easing them into it, you know? Let's see here. Oh, looks like I am out of batteries at this point, boys. I'm going to have to get going. This is pretty much where my heart out is at this point. Gentlemen, it's been fun. It's been absolutely great. You guys have been just a tremendous amount of joy to hang around with. Thank you so much for the donations. I thank you so much for following. If you guys haven't seen it yet, I put out a video today of just a raw gameplay, uncut solo experience. Put some good headphones on. It'll help you really immerse yourself. But in the meantime, be on the lookout for more content. We're going to be doing our Arcaholics podcast this Sunday. And I'll see you guys for next week's chat as well. All right. Once again, I'm going to bring it back here. Bring it back here for a second here. All right. All right, we're having some issues there. Once again, I want to thank my channel supporters right down here. These OGs help me make this a whole lot easier. I want to thank you guys all again. You have a blessed day. Take care.